you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Happy Christmas Day, everybody! And today we're going to talk about the 24th episode of the first series, Heroes, based on the magazine stories In a Muddle and the story of the same name written by Andrew Brenner. This would be the last episode in a while for the TV series where Bill and Ben the Tank Engine twins would have a starring role. But is this really a good episode for them to have a last starring role for a few years? Let's take a look. Bill and Ben are working at the Quarry and are bored of doing the same thing. Ben asks Bill if he can hear something different, to which Bill replies that he cannot. Ben then states that it is because everything sounds and looks the same and that they need a surprise. Bill is puzzled, but before Ben can say more, the Quarry Master comes with a message from the Fat Controller that they are to go to the harbour. Bill and Ben hurry to the harbour worried that they did something wrong. When they arrive, the Fat Controller instructs them to shunt trucks at the station while Edward is taking the children on a trip. Next, Bill and Ben meet Gordon, who tells them to behave since they are on the main line. Ben jokingly says that the sight of Gordon made them think that the harbour was the scrapyard. Gordon is furious and orders the twins to make sure that his express is ready by that night. The twins start shunting, thinking they know all about trucks, when they really do not. The trucks claim that they want to help Bill and Ben in organising the yard. The twins accept the offer, unaware that the trucks are playing a trick on them. As a result, when evening falls, the yard has become a mess, causing the twins to be late in bringing Gordon's coaches to the station. The next day, the twins are back at the quarry when they hear a rumble. Ben's driver realises that it is a Rockslide. The alarm is raised and the quarry master alerts everyone to evacuate. Bill and Ben wait as the workmen board their trucks. As Bill leaves with his load, the quarry master, having been left behind, shouts for help. Ben waits until he is safely aboard his train and the quarry is evacuated in time for the devastation to take its course. Seeing the wreckage shortly afterward, Bill and Ben hope that the Fat Controller will understand that it was not their fault. The next day, the Fat Controller arrives on board Edward and praises the twins as heroes for saving the workmen. Bill and Ben think that being called heroes is quite a nice surprise. This is an episode I've always enjoyed as a kid. The first time I ever watched it was on a combination video that contained it as well as other stories. Can't exactly remember the name of that VHS tape, but that was the first time that I'd seen this episode. And I've always enjoyed it back then and I still enjoy it to this day. There's just so much to enjoy about it. One good example of this episode being so good is the fact that while Bill and Ben are still cheeky and love to play tricks, they're beginning to grow restless and want a little change from the quarry, since every day is the same thing for them.
"Listen, Bill," said Ben. "Can you hear something?" "What sort of something?" asked Bill. "Something different," replied Ben. "I can't hear anything different," said Bill. "Exactly," huffed Ben. "Everything is the same, sounds the same, looks the same. What we need is a surprise."
I also really love how when they're on their way to the harbour, they're wondering what the Fat Controller wants to tell them, automatically thinking that they've done something wrong and they're going to get told off.
"I wonder what we've done wrong this time," said Bill anxiously. "It must be you," replied Ben. "Why me?" exclaimed Bill. "I've not done anything."
That's a nice fitting little conversation for them before they actually arrive at the harbour, since when the Fat Controller wants to speak to them, they're normally in trouble for doing something wrong. So it is really funny that they would make that assumption immediately before being told the news in person. It's also really hilarious the banter that they have with Gordon in the episode, which is a nice reminder of the banter they had in the episode Ron Road. And I'm very sure that the scrapyard tease was actually a callback to Ron Road when they thought that Gordon was a pile of old iron. Obviously joking.
Gordon spoke severely to them. "You must behave here. You're on the main line now." "Actually, Gordon," giggled Ben, "when we saw you, we thought this was the scrapyard."
And we're good friends. We've known each other for a long time. We can talk. And there is something I have been meaning to say to you for the last 25 years. Oh, what's that? I hate you! I hate you! I hate you! Go away and crawl away and die in a ditch somewhere, you bastard!
And this shows the trucks being really clever for a change. Rather than just pushing engines down a hill or causing them to crash, they actually cause Bill and Ben to make a muddle of the yard.
"No need for that," shouted the trucks. as the twins pushed them into place. "We'll show you around. We want to help." "Thank you very much," said Bill and Ben. The trucks giggled and began their tricks.
Showing that they're more than just troublemakers who just want to see engines come off the line. Showing that they can be quite manipulative when they want to be. And the Rockslide at the Quarry near the end is just spectacular. It really shows how far the model makers have come with this series. Building a set for the China clay pitch just to have it destroyed near the end of the third series. And the music is just really spectacular, epic and danger-filled. Just how the danger theme of this episode really sounds like the danger music that they used to have in Turks. That's a nice touch from O Donnell and Jr. Campbell, and I find it super hilarious how the episode ends with probably the shortest and 3 cheers I've ever heard.
3 cheers for Bill and Ben, our heroes. Hip hip, hooray, hooray, hooray.
That is a hilariously rushed 3 cheers, and I love it for that reason. And the twins wouldn't have a leading role in an episode for the TV series until the 5th series episode Double Teething Troubles. But we'll get to that in a couple of years' time. So for the time, this was really entertaining, showing that there's more to the twins than just their mischievous side, a side that enjoys working hard and wants to see some changes in their lives every now and then. Heroes is another one of those fun and epic episodes, mixing fun and epic into one episode, having the fun parts in the first half of the episode, and having the epic part with the Rockslide near the end of the episode. It's a lovely Bill and Ben story that you won't want to miss if you're a fan of the Tank Engine twins, and it's definitely worth rewatching every now and then whenever you want to put the TV series on. Merry Christmas everybody and a Happy New Year. Now if you'll excuse me, those cold turkey sandwiches ain't gonna eat themselves. Nom 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 nom.
Hip hip, hooray, hooray, hooray.